welcome to Let's Talk Vinyl. We are back in studio after what was an amazing event in Seattle, which we're going to be talking about. Tonight's song is by Planets in the Ocean. It was No Men Culture. It's a new single that came out back in April, which I dig tremendously. Another great band from Seattle. You lost me? Oh, shit. Trey said he lost me. What the hell's going on here? Of course we get lost. I love Trey's locked-in face, though. What is going on, Trey? We just went live and we lost you. Well, hopefully he'll come back in here in just a second, but we are back in studio, or so we hope, in this month of June. It's been about a month since our adventures in Seattle, where we had our event. I'm coming in and out? Interesting. Let's see. Can't see you. Wow. Now I'm just getting text messages from Trey as we continue our show. What a great way to start this this entire thing. I guess I'm buggy as can be. Let's up. I hear laughing now. Hold on. I thought I heard laughing.
Yeah, no, I can sort of see you, and I can definitely hear you, but I don't know if my Wi-Fi looks fine, but everything is very glitchy.
Interesting.
But you sound great, so let's go ahead and go. As long as I look good on your end, that's all that counts.
I mean, on my screen, you're frozen.
That's how I am on my screen.
Jesus, what a great way for us to start everything, right? Like, just a great way to start the return of us being in studio. Just be glitchy as shit, is what I say.
Come on.
Oh, Jesus.
I can sit here and do the robot if you'd like.
I mean, you have a Bon Jovi face going on right now. You have like the duck lips out. Like, I could totally see you rocking like if we put an 80s hairdo.
Shot
like if I
to
could
the heart and you're to blame. Darling, you give love bad
name. Oh.
Thank you.
That was amazing. I'm actually just gonna go to our page real quick and see if it's me or you based off of the live stream. No, it's 100% you. You're even on the live stream. You are locked in a duck face, and I am rolling. So I don't know. Do you want to try to log out and log back in?
Let's do it real quick if you want.
Yeah, that's cool. That works.
You can stay on, and I'm just going to refresh, and we're going to see what happens here, all right?
That's fine. All right, so we're back. It's been about a month since we did our events in Seattle, which were a massive success, and that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about the Pearl Jam shows in Seattle. We're going to talk about our event in between it, everything that happened. There's some pretty awesome stories that led up to Seattle and things we did, which I'm really excited to share with you. Hold on. I see him. Oh, no, you're... And I hear myself in the background now.
Look at that. What do you mean?
I can hear me like coming through your speakers.
That's terrible. I don't know what to say about that.
I don't know either. We'll just roll with it.
Man, oh man. I haven't done anything, I promise you.
Yeah, it's all good. What do I was
saying?
Is
that better?
I think so. Yeah, 100%.
I turned the main down a little bit. That could be it.
Yeah, we were fucking with stuff beforehand, but like I was telling everyone, it's been about a month since we did the Seattle shows, the Pearl Jam shows, which were amazing, a great way to really cap off a great U.S. First leg run.
Yeah.
And then we had a great event in between I told everyone we're going to have some really cool stories to talk about the day of, which I thought really started chaotically and turned out to be a really cool story I'll have for the rest of my life. And an event that evening, which to this day I'm still. I was trying to explain to someone today everything, and I was gathered speechless a little bit about how much we raised $27,000.
Yeah, that was amazing. It was a great night, and it was a great 3 days to be around our Pearl Jam loving friends.
Yeah,
and. It was, to be honest, those two Seattle shows were about as stress-free as I've gone to shows in a long time. And I think the reason being is that I really did not participate in things like, I've got to get to the merch line. If I don't get to the merch line, oh my God, what's going to happen? And I knew that we were going to see all of our friends on Wednesday, so I didn't feel bad about like not really getting together with a shit ton of people that I knew were there on Tuesday and Thursday. I figured, well, we'll see them on Wednesday night. Or we did go to the pre-party at KEXP. I don't know if you went to that. I can't remember if I saw you there or not.
I did see you. As a matter of fact, I believe I have a picture I can share. And that's a pretty fun story in its own sense. Trey was texting me throughout the day and was like, "Hey, Anthony, are you going to be around?" I said, "Yeah, I'm here." And he's like, "Where are you?" I said, and he goes, "Oh, and then I heard you yell, 'There's the bald guy.'" And then you came over and I think you had a few drinks in you. And then I think Holly was kind of just like kind of leading you around a little bit there for a couple of minutes.
That's probably true. There's probably some mushrooms involved in there. I don't know. But I do remember that. Now that I see that photo, of course I remember we saw you there.
Yeah, it was. That was the first time I got to meet your wife, and she is just as lovely and it's crazy to think because I've been talking to her through you for 4 years, and this is the first time I got to meet her, and she was amazing. But yeah, we got to meet at KEXP, which is a radio station right outside the event, right beforehand. And it was cool because it was easy to get around because I had GA, so it was easy to get like down because I wasn't worried about like waiting for rail and stuff. That wasn't important to me.
Yeah, but you still were fairly close first night, weren't you?
I was close both nights. Yeah, I was on Mike's side night one, about I'd say 6 rows back. I'm a dancer.
That's the thing. You're like you had the option of wasting your entire. I say wasting. That's not the right word because I've done it plenty of times, and you meet awesome people and all that stuff. But I definitely feel like as I've gotten older, I'm like, I'm only 10 feet away from Mike instead of 2 feet away or whatever that is. Like, it doesn't really matter.
Well,
so,
the cool thing was with the whole situation was, first of all, I did wait in line for merch. Like I was out in merch line
I know you were,
early. But here's the thing. I don't know if you've
I got to reach out to you about some of your duplicates that you bought, by the way.
I have poster tubes behind me like crazy.
All right.
I got in. So first of all, I've been doing merch line for a long time. So I had packed with me, this is how old I'm getting, a down like my morning jacket down, what's it called, blanket. I had a foldable chair. I had my iPad completely charged. Now, if you were in line, and a lot of people came up to me, I was literally watching Judge Judy, because I'm a big court guy, for like 5 hours in line. At one point, I had like me and like 12 other people watching Judge Judy in line, like wrapped up in this court
yelling at the screen, going, "No, you got that wrong. He was guilty."
Oh, dude, we were so locked in. It was so much fun. And then first day was easy. Second day, pretty easy. But yeah, no, I ended up waiting in line, and I enjoy it. I like kind of that kind of downtime, but it's easy. You go in the line, you get off the line. It's not terrible. Kind of like the GA thing. You're dedicating your entire day to that, and I wanted to go throughout Seattle and see people. I like walking the city and running, and I did a lot of that while I was there. And no, it was a good day. So day one, we the day I landed, I guess that was Monday because you got there.
You landed Monday because didn't you go to the tasting room or?
No, I didn't go to the morning. No, I didn't go to the tasting room. Monday, I ended up walking the city, and I got a phone call from my buddy Randy, who was in the city with a couple of his friends, and I was like walking around. I was like, "Hey, where are you?" And I'm like, "I'm just walking around and checking things out." I was about 4 miles into a walk in the city. I actually I had 89 miles clocked on walking throughout Seattle that whole week I was in Seattle.
Wow, that's amazing.
Oh, it was insane. But Randy picked me up and we did all the touristy stuff. And it was a really cool time, but I think everything really sunk in on Tuesday. Like, hey, I got to see you. Brad ended up coming in Monday night, which was really cool. And I got my buddy Daryl, who's like my best friend. So this is the first time I've ever had them together at a show, which was really cool. That was really important to me. So, and my wife's texting me like, "Don't forget to take a picture with them, otherwise you'll regret it. Don't forget to take a picture." Because half the time I don't take pictures. But I think everything really leads up to Tuesday. We'll go to the Pearl Jam shows in a minute. I think let's talk a little bit about Tuesday, right? Because I think Tuesday is I think the one thing that we've worked on, I mean, we've been doing this show, it'll be 4 years in 2 months, which is insane to me.
Yeah, wow. Holy shit.
I mean, if you think about that, it's been it's I mean,
Yeah,
four, I mean,
COVID. Yeah, I mean, summer of COVID. That's right. Yeah.
that's right. So
Wow.
so we leading up to Wednesday, I had flew in with a bunch of stuff we were auctioning off. We also had lined up Dave Cruzen to sign some symbols that were supposed to be donated to us. So I was going out Wednesday morning to go for a run, and Trey texts me, "Hey, can you bring the auction items?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So I was literally in my workout outfit.
Yeah.
And I texted Brad. I'm like, "Hey, do you mind driving me to Trey's winery so that I just drop this stuff off, then I'll come back and I'll go for a run." I hadn't showered, whatever. I was like, "This is gonna be a quick thing." On the way to on the way to the winery, I get a text message from two people. One was the guy donating the symbols who said, "I can't donate them anymore." Didn't give me a reason why. Just happened. I understand what it is. And then Dave's like, "Hey, I can't be in Seattle, but just come to me to get the symbol sign." So I'm
Which is
like,
down in like Gig Harbor, right?
he said Gig Harbor, yeah. And I'm like, wait,
Like
what?
about 45 minutes south of Seattle.
Yeah. So we get to the winery. I give all of the donation items that I could to Trey that I had with me. And now I'm panicking because one of our larger auction items that we've been advertising is crazy, right? Like, we don't know if we're going to be able to get the symbols. How are we going to get to Dave's? And I'm also trying not to ruin other people's time. Like, I don't want Brad, if he had other things to do, to have to drive me to Gig Harbor. So to make a long story short, Brad, if anyone on the show is listening, I mean, Trey knows this. Brad is he knows how to talk to people. He knows to get around people. In a matter of 15 minutes of being at Trey's winery, he meets one of the people that are working as a vendor, finds out he's a drummer, and this guy has broken cymbals in the city. We just have to drive him in there to get him, and all he asked for is like, "Can you just get one of my pieces of artwork signed by Dave, and then can you get one of the symbols?" And we're like, "Done." So this guy literally hands us 10 symbols that and I mean, you're talking thousands of dollars for the symbols, just gives them to us. So we drive him to the city, we come back, and then we bust ass to Gig Harbor, okay? And I'm thinking, all right, we'll get there. We'll get back. I'm going to shower. I'll get back to the winery. This is going to be great. Well, we get to Gig Harbor, which is so beautiful. Like, I was, like, the whole time I'm driving, I'm looking around like, this is just something out of a movie. Beautiful mountains, all this water. It's just stunning. And we get to Dave's house, and we're texting him, and he opens up the garage, which I'm assuming was probably like, "Hey, I got to feel out like who these people are." We've conversated, but like, we're not buddies or anything like that. And we had to start having a conversation. He's like, "Oh, come inside." And the next thing you know, I'm petting his dog, and we're in his kitchen. He's signing symbols, and then he's like, "Hey, let me show you my cat room." He built this room for his cats, and then he's like, "Hey, here's my studio." And this is beautiful studio, and at me as an audio video guy, I'm looking at things. I'm like, we're talking, we're chatting, then we're starting to talk baseball, and I'm like, I literally look at my watch, and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta get going. But how do you tell Dave Cruzen you gotta go? So I'm like, hey, let's take some pictures, and we gotta wrap this up and stuff. And he ended up signing a symbol for my daughter, which she was blown out of her mind that she had. He signed a bunch of things for the organization, and we come back, and we come back to the winery. And and everything's set up for the first part of the show. Karen Mason Blair's there. You have Justin Hampton, who's there, and there's all of this, like,
hey, look at that.
Everything's set up, and people are coming in, and then people are asking, like, start talking to us, and all these things start happening, and it's an amazing event. But Anthony is in his workout clothes, and he smells like ass. So. Yeah. Oh, it was insane. It was really good.
Look at that. That's so good.
I'm trying to find some of the photos from the earlier stuff. I have a bunch of pictures to go through, but what was really cool about the early part of the event, we got these amazing auction items. Here's Dave, who signed the big auction item for that evening, which, I mean, it doesn't even look like a damaged symbol, so it was awesome. This went up for auction.
Yeah, I love that. It says Rock and Roll Hall of Fame 2017.
Yep, Pearl Jam.
That's so cool.
Here's a symbol he signed for my daughter.
Yeah.
And then this is me and Brad with his dog in his front yard. So
yeah, look at that. That's so cool.
It was such a magical, like, moment. This is we got to meet in the beginning. This is Anthony's workout outfit, meeting that, This is another one. This is another girl who actually she created this online vineyard where she's finding women-owned wineries and she's supporting them by selling her wine. And it's this whole thing. I think she's gonna want to come on the show in a couple of months and talk about that, which is awesome. And she was so sweet, and it was such an amazing time. But I was expecting to look more like Rhiannon on the right instead of Anthony on the left. But I will tell you, if you look at this picture, I look pretty good. Since then, I've gained 20 pounds from all my vacations.
You have
so I can
not
get back.
gained 20 pounds in a month.
Dude, between Seattle and Boston, 100%. This is Karen Mason Blair. Actually, they are Karen Mason Blair and Justin Hampton, and we're going to announce this tomorrow, are winners from 2 of the 4 awards we gave out. So this is, and we'll talk more about that later on at a different time. But it was amazing. Such a good time. So many people came through for the early part and donated so much. And the hospitality was amazing. We'll get back to some of those pictures later because those are from the evening.
Cassidy.
But yeah, dude, it was such a fabulous time. But anyway, we hug, we get everything all figured out. Everything's good now. And we're like, hey, can we, oh God, what is this? Like, hey, I'm going to bounce. I'm going to get showered. You're like, all right, cool. I got this. Justin Hampton, I saw him a couple days later at the Wishlist event party, which is a whole nother story. And he seemed very grateful. We chatted afterwards. And he was very happy about the event. I think it worked out really well for her. Karen Mason Blair, who is a sweetheart and a doll, talked very highly about how the event was done. And she just adores you and adored the event and the cause. So that all worked out. And the Seattle vinyl, guy that was there that cuts this beautiful artwork out of vinyl, amazing stuff. I got to talk to him with Brad a couple days later, and he really said he did really well. And then, why do I feel like I'm missing somebody?
Yeah, Jim Bennett, my photographer buddy.
He killed it too. He did something also.
Yeah.
PS was absolutely genius. He had a computer set up where you can pick the picture you wanted printed, and he had this of all the work he's done. And then it's something he can give you on site with different sizes, and people were just loving it. And he had such great work. And at one point, I don't know if you remember this, as I'm leaving, dude, I'm looking at you and I'm like, I'm really proud of you. And I think you looked at me and said, yeah, we'll drink wine later. And I was like, I don't know if he understood what I said or if he just thought I was drinking wine, but I was like, all right, cool. So that was my experience from the first part. What was your experience from the first part of the event that evening?
Yeah, I mean, I was on cloud 9 all day. Like you said, it was a little stressful in the beginning, just, and I've done a recap with the Smash people about how the event went. And I think if you were a consumer, if you were somebody who just came to the event, you would have known anything other than, wow, what a crazy good event. All the vendors that we had were amazing. Obviously, the show that evening was great. The auction was great. But there was just a lot of behind the scenes, worry and stress. I think that goes with any sort of event, especially a fundraiser. You just want everything to be perfect. And so I feel like we let a few things sort of like get too far into it, where you're like, okay, shit, we really need to get this thing going. And I think I was feeling that a little bit on the back end, but when everything actually unfolded, it was seamless. And that's, in the end, that's all you can ask for. And so I was just grateful that all the people that came to the event were there with the goal of, obviously seeing some live music, but also raising money for Smash. And I feel like we found a lot of new customers and sort of new people, new beneficiaries, right, who now know about this organization and want to support it. Going forward, not just like a one-time thing, but like, hey, this is something that I want to be involved in and stuff. And so if you can host an event and get 5 people to do that, man, that's a win. You know what I mean?
100%.
And so like I said, in the end, I couldn't have been more thrilled. No way, shape, or form did I feel like we would raise that kind of money.
No.
And that's a lot. Thanks to you for a lot of that stuff, for bringing a lot of the items in.
Hold on. Before you even go that far, I want to say one thing. it wasn't just me. There is a ton of people behind the scenes.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of, because I had like, you know, I even talked to Smash, and they're such an amazing organization that are helping so many people out there. You know, the idea of what they're doing and helping musicians that just need basic necessities and healthcare, and I mean, just and mental health and things of that nature. The fact that they're helping that is amazing. But there were so many people that stepped up just with donations and just dropping money. And one of the most if there's one thing you can say about me is I'm not a man that could be speechless. I am. It is very hard. I can talk to a fucking wall. Like I can just talk. I mean, that's why I have so many podcasts, because that's one of my goals. Well, not my goals. It's one of my problems. I just fucking blab. There's only a few times in my life I was held speechless, and one of them was at this event. And I have video. We'll show it in a few minutes. But Smash, I spoke to him on Tuesday and Thursday at their vendor tables, and I went up to him and said, "Hey, I just want to thank you so much for letting me and Trey raise money for you all. It means a lot to us to be able to support you. That's what it's about. It's about us supporting you so that we know that the money's going in the right hands and doing the right things. And I know that that's what they're doing." And they were like surprised by that, and I was like, you shouldn't be surprised. Like, if you are an organization that's doing right things for the right people are going to want to support that. And that the day on Wednesday when they came through, they were just so professional and organized, and they were so caring. And we've talked about them doing a commercial on the podcast so that we can consistently push them. And they were like surprised by that. And we're just like, listen, we just want to be there to support you. One thing that I believe in any organization that we've ever raised money for is I don't want you to think that this is a one-time deal. This is, if we care that much to raise this money for you now, we are going to be there in your corner for whenever you need that. Whether it's going to be the Project Matters in New Jersey that I've raised money for multiple times, whether it's a suicide prevention in Missouri, whether it's Smash Seattle, there's a multitude of different things. I'm all about giving. You are all about giving. It's all about doing those things. And yeah, I'll go with this. Brad makes a great point. Anthony hates silence. 100%.
As Brad was trying to just listen to fucking music on the way down to Dave's house, there's Anthony.
Actually, I might have been quiet. That I was nervous as shit driving there. Like I was like,
I ever tell you the story about going to see Van Halen with him?
No.
So back in 2000 and probably like 2010, 2011. This is when David Lee Roth got back together with Van Halen.
Okay.
And my good friend Dave Place, who you probably met at the events on Wednesday nights. Dave and I are huge Van Halen fans, big David Lee Roth fans, and we're like, well, we got to go see this. And I was already in communication with Dave about some other stuff. And I told my friend Dave Place in Seattle, I said, look, if you're going to see Van Halen anywhere, you got to see him in LA. Like, you know that show is going to be the show that you want to see. Their home show, it's sort of like Seattle and Pearl Jam, right? Like, hopefully they're going to bring it, right?
Yeah.
So Dave Cruisen brought his son Jagger, and Dave Place and I and Dave Cruisen and his son Jagger went to go see the reunited version of Van Halen, and I believe Wolfgang Van Halen was playing bass because I don't think Alex was part of it at that point. There's something of that effect. I can't remember. But
okay.
Anyway, what I remember was watching this almost vaudevillian act of David Lee Roth doing his version of classic old Van Halen, but in this like, you remember that song he did on his solo album called Just a Gigolo? He's like, yes, I'm just a gigolo everywhere I go.
Yep.
That was like this sort of like vaudeville 20s. That's how he was singing Panama. He's like, Panama. Hey, all right, Panama. It was, I couldn't help but almost laugh during the whole thing. And while it was awesome getting to go see that show with Dave Cruisen, honestly, the whole thing, I just couldn't help stop thinking about. I'm like, that was one of the worst shows that I've ever seen. And I fucking love Eddie Van Halen. Musically, it was great. But Dave was he was just so off his rocker, I think, that first of all, I probably can't sing like that anyway. But anyway, that's my Dave Cruisen story. So,
well, so yeah, well, first of all, that's a great Dave Cruisen story.
yeah,
The second, so now the first part of the night, first part of the day, successful. At that point, I think we were told we had raised. I think we were up to $11,000 at that point, if I remember correctly. And I was like, I was ecstatic. No, I'm lying. We were up to $6,700 because we were getting close because your goal originally was 10, right?
I think $10,000. Yeah.
So I was like, we're getting close. We're getting so close. I went, showered, I came back, and you looked at me and you said, dude, they're telling us we hit 10 already. I'm like, what? So I'm fucking ecstatic. I'm like, all right, this is great. I'm like, this must be the auction. I was like, no, this is just stuff online. I'm like, so we have all this stuff in-house that people are going to bid on. Now, I will say this. One of the things I worry about the most is are people going to show up, right? Is people going to be at the event? Are they going to do things? Because, I think at one point, I believe you had said that the event sold out, which was great, but I want to see those bodies in there. I want to see people actually come through. And doors open at 7. By 7:15, that place was slammed. And it was
packed.
I was shocked. I was like, so and you went up there.
We sold some standing room only tickets that night too.
Did you really?
So yeah, we probably had 160 something people in there.
Jesus. So. There was a point where I was like bumping into people, and I remember Holly said to me, I was pretty sure it was Holly. I was like, I hadn't eaten. Holly's like, Anthony, have you eaten? I said, no. She's like, go get a slice of pizza. I'm like, oh, am I all right? All right. So I had left, and then I came back, and it was just slammed. Which P.S. That pizza place around the corner from you, really good.
Oh, so good.
So good.
Yeah. 9 Pies Pizza.
Good
Give
stuff.
them a plug. Yeah.
So Wash and Black goes on, did an amazing job. You opened them up. We showed everyone we had these amazing flyers made that you can, bid online, do all these different things. It was great. And then we were up to, I believe we were up to what the hell? I don't remember what it was. We were up to like 21,500. And the band was just finishing, and we were outside, and I think someone handed me an edible, and I was like a bottle of wine in already, and someone handed me a bottle of wine. So I'm like, and then and I jokingly said, I'm like, hey, dude, do you think we can raise $25,000? And you said, just go on stage and ask for it. I'm like, no way, they can't do it. And you looked at me and said, Anthony, just go on stage and ask for it. Do you remember this?
I remember that, yeah.
All right, so I haven't watched the video completely, but I do have it here. Let's pull that up, and we can watch.
Let's pull that up.
And watch what happened here. Let's see. Press
play. I was just given a really important piece of information. I need everyone's attention. We have raised $21,500. I really don't get emotional. I'm really trying to hold back tears. Smash is an amazing organization. I really believe in this audience there's 7 people, and I know we're asking a lot, that can donate $500 and we can get to $25,000. The amount of money that $25,000 can do for Smash and musicians in this city to help is huge. There's one. Give me 6 more, please. Girls, stand up if you can do it. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just the 20,000. I swear to God, there's no other band that has a community like this. I thank each and every one of you. This is such an amazing thing. Thank you. Thank you, Trey, for hosting us, for putting it together. Thank you, Southern Sellers. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, this band. Everyone, have a great evening. $20,000. Are you fucking kidding me?
Anthony, thank you. Thank you. I'm just stoked to be a part of it. Shit. You guys, as if you weren't Awesome. I'm enough. I'm enough. Enough. Already?
All right. So there's also a part I'm not going to show that happened afterwards, and I'm hoping my wife's not watching this. The woman that's on the right side of the stage as I walk off, and I'm over there, and I'm in tears, comes over and decides to give me a fucking huge kiss. Which was I was awkward, and I tried getting her off me. Like I pushed her off. I'm like, whoa, I'm married. And then it was two ladies who I'll show a picture of here in a little bit that like literally like got between us. And was like, yeah, just leave him alone. But it was, that was such.
Well, she was feeling the love.
I guess she was feeling the love. I wasn't feeling it. But it was such. That was. Yeah, I got goosebumps watching.
As you sit there and show that, I'm like, holy shit, that's right. We live streamed that entire thing.
The entire thing.
That was so awesome. So I hopefully some people watch that. Is it on YouTube as well? Can you?
It is on YouTube.
Link on YouTube.
3.5 hours of the entire event.
Yes, that's awesome.
Oh, wait,
well, I will tell you, we need
Steven,
to give a big shout out. We need to give a big shout out to. Hey, what's up, Steve? We'll see you guys soon. They're moving to Volleyball.
Oh, is it? He was. We had me and him had a good conversation. I think he did notice when that woman decided to take matters in her own hand.
We have to give a big shout out to Washington Black. They were awesome. It was so fun. Just the thing about just to be able to sing those songs. It doesn't matter if Pearl Jam's singing them. You know what I mean? Like you're in your car, you're gonna sing those songs. You're by the pool with your friends, you're gonna sing those songs. So being able to do it with live music with a bunch of your friends that love Pearl Jam as much as you do, and they're just they're a great band, and
great guys.
It's the second time that I've had them out to Sleight of Hand, and just awesome to have them there. I thought that they did a great job, and yeah, everybody had a great time. It seemed like everybody had a great time that night.
Let's go through some photos. I took some photos off your Facebook page and some that I took, and we can discuss what we went through, and then we'll talk about the Pearl Jam shows and the wine we're drinking, and we'll go from there. Let's go with this. So you want to
Justin Hampton.
And that was, and he had that Ween poster was amazing. That
Ween poster was a 3D. It was made from 5 separate posters that he had given a buddy of his, and this guy hand cut all 5 posters up to create this 3D Ween poster. He has 2 more that I have in my tasting room up in Woodinville that we're displaying, and they're the most incredible things. They really are. Yeah.
So this was Justin Hampton and Karen Mason Blair. They were the recipients of 2 awards. We're going to be talking more about that. You can check out our Facebook page. There'll be more information coming out tomorrow on the other 2 winners of the 4 awards for our yearly award ceremonies. We just gave it to them in person, but thanks, Trey, for actually capturing this picture because I was trying to get out of there so quick. I totally forgot to get this picture. So this is something I appreciate. But yeah, this was a real special moment.
I just love the fact that you went out of your way to make awards like that.
Well,
that's amazing.
There's people that, the reason I started Touring Fan was because of my love for music and the people that are on Touring Fan for the love of music and the love of arts and supporting those musicians and artists and those nonprofits and philanthropists in a way and volunteers. And we wanted to do this for a long time, and this was the perfect time to do it. And JJB, who's on our staff, designed and made these awards by hand, and they came out so good. Yeah.
They're great. Yeah, I love them. There's Bob Bailey on my left right there between Holly and I, good friend of mine and one of the founding board members of Smash. Bob and I worked at Nordstrom together back in the 90s. And Bob worked in the clothing business for a long time and then got into music stuff. And now he's a jack of all trades for sure.
Oh, wow. And then
awesome
this is Washington Black right when they started the set.
There's Dan, as our bass player. Yeah, that's one of my best friends in the world, Lake from Seattle. There's James and Matt, 2 other great friends of mine.
Matt is Matt is tall.
Matt's
mean,
a tall dude. Yeah, Matt's a
the-
tall guy. You're tall, but Matt's tall.
Matt's taller than me.
Yeah.
This is probably after 3 bottles of wine.
You're probably right about that.
Yeah. This picture is amazing. This is just
That's great.
every single person there that just spent so much money to help us get to $27,000. And
Yeah, look at that. It's a packed tasting room, man. It's just so great. I love it.
I love this photo of you. And it was $27,000 raised. And then there's you and me in between, and Holly, the KEXP. This is me and Brad with your buddy on the floor. But as you can see, he's got probably, 2 inches, 3 inches on me.
It's a tall trucker hat.
I don't know, man. He's taller than me for sure.
First of all, if you three motherfuckers are standing in front of me, I would have been pissed.
This is Rhiannon. Rhiannon is on the right. She is definitely a behind the scenes person here at Touring Fan Live. She does a lot with social networking. She was on site for the event and did a lot of helping to get the event set up for us and got a lot of auction items. And she was with us for the award giving to Karen Mason Blair. Let's see, is Karen Mason Blair with the award? Jason, he's a photographer out of Seattle.
Awesome dude. I love that guy.
These are some of the most beginning. It's killing me because I forgot his name, and he bought me a cup, and it's amazing. But he's one of the original. He's been listening to our show since day one. Day one. Oh God, I'm terrible with names. I've been drinking for
one of our 7 listeners, Anthony.
Oh, stop it now. And also for Cassidy from Planets in the Ocean, Stereo Embers. I didn't even know he was going to be there. We bumped into each other, looked at each other, and gave each other a big hug. It was the first time we met, but we've been...
So funny. He's just a rad dude. I love that guy so much.
Oh, so good. So good. This is when I found out we raised $27,000. And this is
look at that.
Love that picture.
I love that picture.
Oh, I should probably tell. That's Brad and Sam, good friends of ours from they're in Canada right now, and of course. And this is the winner of the Pearl Jam custom jersey. This was something that was donated to us last minute. This jersey was done so well. It was.
Yeah, I'm like, where the fuck is mine? I want one of those.
He was the gentleman who donated this is an amazing guy, and he does this. These are the lovely ladies who saved me from that woman. I'm forever grateful for them. If you know who they are, do you?
I do not, but that's awesome that they saved you from your stalker.
Correct. And then afterwards, we had this amazing conversation. I think they've been married for 32 years. They said,
yes,
been together for 40. Oh, it was an amazing story.
Yeah.
Some more great time. A lot of people we saw there. As you can tell in all these photos, as it gets later in the evening, there is a bottle of wine in my hand in just about every.
And no glass, by the way, just straight from bottle. Hey, there's Whitman right behind you.
There is. Oh, we had, and it was
Matt
at
Vaughn,
this.
See Matt Vaughn back there?
Yeah, Matt Vaughn from Easy Street. Yeah, at this point, I was gone, and we were talking because I didn't realize he was from Boston too, and we started talking Red Sox Bruins at this point. So
yeah. Oh, you talking about Whitman?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you don't even know. Like, do you know who Bill Lee is?
Yeah, of course I do. That's his uncle.
That's his godfather.
Godfather. Yeah, we had a long conversation about that during the event. Yeah. So
there's Steven.
Yeah, there's Steven. And then
Cassidy. Look at that.
Oh, just so much just passing around. This is the gentleman who made the Pearl Jam jersey. I got to meet him through Randy. He had his own jersey made. God, it was such a great event. So
I love that.
Yeah, it was such, if I only did that and didn't do the Pearl Jam shows, I would have walked away a happy person.
Yeah, no, that was a great in between. That was a great in between day to you didn't have to be there all day. You could have gone around and done all your touristy stuff and then come in for a killer concert with good friends and good vibes. It's like it's always good to know that just your ticket money alone is going to a good cause. You know what I mean? Yeah. So even if people didn't donate, they did donate by going, which is great. So
no, it was such a good time, and but that was just like the icing. No, that was the cake. The icing on top of the cake was Pearl Jam. I really feel like
with the 2 Pearl Jam shows. Yeah,
you and me worked me and everyone. First of all, your staff, by the way, is amazing. Like just how accommodating they were, and every time I swear to you, every time I thought I was walking around, like my second bottle of wine, I'm just walking around like this, drinking it. And then I don't remember the gentleman's name. Came over and was like, Anthony, is that bottle empty? I'm like, oh yeah, do you want to take it? He's like, yeah. And then he literally had in his other hand another bottle of wine, just handed it to me. It was just that kind of event, and it was so well done. And yeah, just I was so grateful.
Okay, we put that in your tab when we send you an invoice here shortly.
Hey, it is what it is, right? But and then it was crazy because I saw you both nights for Seattle. I was on GA for both nights, Mike's side of night one, and then Stone's side of night two, and your seats were literally on both sides of where
we were Mike's side night one, yeah, but we were on the side stage, kind of middle arena, about where the soundboard was, kind of thing, and yeah, it was nice, kind of being a little bit above the crowd, and yeah, it was. The seats were great. The sound of that we saw Kiss there last year, and the sound was really good. But that venue, notoriously, before they redid it, was one of the worst sounding venues in the world. It was terrible. One of the worst sounding venues when it was Key Arena. So, but it sounds great now. What are you hearing?
Someone's in my house, but my family's in Virginia.
Oh, we're gonna see a live stream here. You need to get a baseball bat or anything?
I really don't know. I'm hearing talking. Hello? I don't know. Well,
any animals?
I have dogs, but they don't speak English. I'm just gonna ignore it and pretend I didn't hear that. Fucking. This one either.
I tell you what, I'll let you know if anybody pops up behind you. Okay?
I appreciate that. Just give me a fucking heads up. I don't know if I have any. Mask. I mean, I can grab I can grab a bottle real quick and just I don't know. That's weird. That was weird. God, fucking caught me offside. So when you look back at both nights, and the thing too was I thought the mix of both nights was amazing. I thought the sound in that venue too. I've heard kind of mixed reviews about the sound. I thought the sound was done really well. The remodeling of that arena was done.
Yeah, it was great.
Really good.
That's what I was saying was that the sound in that place was notoriously awful, and I thought it sounded great. Well, when we went, so yeah.
So yeah, I was impressed, and then also it was crazy because when I was walking in, I was bumping into a lot of people that both of us know. It was just amazing. Yeah. It was just so many friends there, so many people from around the country, so many local people that I haven't seen in years. Tim DiGiulio, I got to speak outside for a while, and I mean he's doing so much stuff with Duff, and it was such an amazing time. And night one. Night one, that was the first time I had heard anything off of Dark Matter, and I was just blown away.
It really sounded amazing.
Oh, dude, it was so good.
Yes, that's what I agree with you. It was so good. Let's talk about set lists. I'm trying to pull them up real quick.
I'm looking at the 28th now. If you from livefootsteps.org, I'm going to pull that up now. I'm going to pull it up on the screen here, and we can chat a little bit about it. So it was a 25 song set list, right? It was a breakdown, mostly Dark Matter played. It was 8 songs off of Dark Matter, 4 songs off of 10. You had about 3 songs off of Yield, 2 off of Verses, and then Binaural, Riot X, Soundtracks, Vitalogy, everything else about 1 song off each one. So Dark Matter definitely was a heavy played album off this, which I knew was going to, come of that. But they open with Release, which is a song, if you have any kind of heart, it's going to fucking tug at your heartstrings.
Yeah. One of my, it's my, when we did our last Pearl Jam show, like what would you want the set list to look like? That's the opener right there. It's Release. Mm-hmm. That's what I want to hear. So that was awesome to hear that opening that show.
Steven asked a good question, and this is something that actually I think I have a really good answer for this. Now do you give the album a higher score rating of the album because you've heard it live? Trey, let me ask you that first. Do you kind of gravitate towards it a little bit more with a higher rating?
Yeah, I mean, there are. I'll tell you one song that I have a hard time grasping. I'm probably gonna get raked across the coals with this, but the React Respond song to me.
Oh no.
it feels a little forced to me. Other than that,
I love that song.
I love the album, and I thought that they all sound like most Pearl Jam songs. They all sound better live.
I agree.
You know,
They do sound
I wanna
better
see
live.
live music, and so they kill it with all of them. So,
So do you
but
think
outside of that song, yeah, I
do
love
you
it.
give it a higher rating than you had before, or is it about still the same?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I'm not. It's not like it's jumping ahead of a bunch of albums or anything, but it's. I really like the album, and I'm sure as I continue to listen to it, other songs will grow on me too. I mean, like, will really like, oh yeah, now it's really, you know, tugging at my heartstrings, or has has a feeling. So
I definitely think it went up a little bit. I think Setting Sun was a song for me, especially hearing it live. I liked it. I find myself liking it a lot more. And it's surprising
Which
to
song?
me that the Setting Sun.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
that was the closer for all the US tour. And as of today, where they played, I think Manchester was, I think it's the second show they played overseas. That is not their closer anymore over there, which is surprising because they did it here every show except,
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good show. I mean, you're opening with Release, you're going to Thin Air, and then Low Light to Give and a Fly. I mean, you had 4 just great opening songs, and then just like every other show, you kind of go right into Dark Matter. Skater Fear, I think that's a great song live. React Respond, I loved it. I mean, I think that's just a banger. I'm ready to run out and just punch a wall with that song. Wreckage is one, when you see it live, that's another one you're like, wow, you go give it to listen to again, and you love it more. I Am Mine, Even Flow, Dark Matter, that's a good one. Daughter, My City of Ruins tag? I don't remember that.
I don't remember that. City of Ruins tag up there.
I don't know.
I'm gonna go back and listen to that, I guess.
I guess so. Upper Hand is that jumped higher.
Waiting for Stevie.
Waiting for Stevie was so good live. Man of the Hour, I cry every time I hear that live. Yeah. And then Right into Satan's Bed, and then Rearview Mirror, which was fun. The visuals were done so well too. Like they had the rearview mirror like on behind the stage and had like the audience in there. That was really cool. Just Breathe, another great one. River Cross, Running's good live. Deep,
Running's good live. Yep.
Do the Evolution. The visuals for Do the Evolution, they could play that every show, and I think that's an award winner right there. Alive, War Pigs. Did I miss something? Did we go to the right fucking show?
Yeah, I missed that too, man.
God, All Along the Watchtower, that was really good. Yell Ledbetter, Little Wing.
Deep Sea Diver came out and sang that with them.
Yep, awesome. And then Setting Sun, it was a good one. Yeah, can't go wrong with it.
Hey, let's go back to Deep Sea Diver. Badass band. Awesome band. If you do not own that album, go spend your money and buy Deep Sea Diver's album. It's fucking awesome.
I never saw him perform. Not
really. All right. First time ever? I can't remember.
No, I've never seen him. I've never, no, like I never saw him perform because when I went to, God damn it, what the fuck is going on? When I was, every time I went there, before Pearl Jam went on, I went to the booth for Smash and talked to them and helped out pass flyers out. And every time I went down on the floor, their performance was over. So I'd never seen them live.
You didn't see either of the opening? You didn't see them either show?
Nope.
Anthony, shame on you.
Nope. Sorry. I apologize.
All right. Well, you better go buy that fucking album in support of them.
I will. I will do that. I will do that. I will do that in honor of you. I'm writing it down now.
Black opening the second night.
Holy, that I was. There's no.
I don't think it's ever. Is that the first time it's ever happened?
Hold on. Guess what?
Black opening a show.
Using livefootsteps.org, you click the title, right? And it takes you to a page. And then here, it tells you everything you need to know about this. So let me go here. Hold on a second. Opener. It's only opened 4 shows ever.
I want to know what shows they were besides this one.
All right. Well, you can figure it out. So the first
I bet they're all in 1990 or 91.
All right. So let this one to 2024. All right. We're going to scroll on down. We're looking for that symbol right there. So we're going to continue scrolling. We're into 2015, 2014, 2013, 2012, 2011. It was a closer in 2010. continuing going down. We're in 2005, 2004, 2003, 2020,
I'm like,
2000.
I was going to all be 91. No?
All right, we're going to find out. There was a lot of closers. I didn't realize it closed so many shows. 97 was a closer. 95 or 94. 93, it was a tease. 92. 91 opener at State Theater in Detroit, Michigan. Opener at the Roseland Ballroom in New York, New York. And then opener at CBGB's. Was the first time it ever opened. CBGB's in New York. Could you imagine seeing Pearl Jam at CBGB's?
That would have been awesome.
That's a fuck. I wonder if there's any. There's got to be. I'm kind of curious about this now. What was the fucking set list? Black, Even Flow, Why Go, Jeremy, Alive, Once, Porch, and I Got a Feeling. 8 songs.
This was in when? 91?
November 8th, 1991, they played CBGB's.
Wow.
Holy
My first
shit.
show was April 92.
God, I was only 7 years old. I just want to throw that dig into you a little bit.
What an asshole.
So yeah,
Oh,
so
that's
Black,
right. They did Hurt. That's right.
am I the only one that wasn't impressed by Hurt? Like, I feel like
Oh,
that
I
was.
thought it was awesome. Come
Everyone,
on.
listen, I love Nine Inch Nails. Nine Inch Nails probably top 10 bands in my categories of bands I love. But I get it, I understand it, but I don't know. I could have done another.
It was not the Nine Inch Nails version.
It was a Johnny Cash version, but I mean, it's still. But I mean, even Nine Inch Nails sung it slow. I mean, they still. Hurt was good. It wasn't great. It was good. It wasn't great. No one's gonna change my mind on that.
Anthony's wrong about that. That's fine.
No.
All right.
No.
Next.
Hey, how the fuck was War Pigs on this one again too? It says War Pigs
I
on
don't.
here.
I had no idea. I did not hear the War Pigs tag.
I don't know War Pigs anyway.
But
So
they did
Immortality.
Rock in the Free
so-
World.
Black into Immortality was amazing. Why Go, Scared or Fear, React Respond. Hey, 2 nights of React Respond. I say that's a win for me. Maybe not Trey, but for me. Wreckage, Elderly Woman was great. Dark Matter, Jeremy, Comeback, Corduroy, Pilot, In My Tree, Upper Hand, Waiting for Stevie, Love Boat Captain was great. And the speech Eddie gave during Love Boat Captain, talking about not dividing and coming together, and it was just such a great, like, it was perfect for its time. It was perfect, and it was genuine, and it didn't feel forced. I loved it. Porch, they could fucking open and close at Porch, and you're gonna get a winner for Anthony.
Yeah, I love
Hurt-
that song.
Hurt, we talked about. Inside Job, Running, Spin the Black Circle, Something Special. Now, I do have a story about Something Special, and I don't know if I told you this yet. So, if you're watching the YouTube video where Eddie walks on that little nipple on the stage and he's singing Something Special and he's singing into the audience, I swear to God, I thought he was looking at me. And I was getting emotional for the song because it just made me think of my son and my daughter, and I had been already away from home for so long. I just, I have a hard time being away from my family. Like, it's just,
Yeah.
I love my wife. Like, she's been gone for 9 days. I see her tomorrow. Like, I'm fucking losing my mind. But when I thought he was singing towards me. I was like, really fucking, I'm like emotional. I thought maybe he saw me crying, and I'm like, so I'm trying to wipe my tears, and only to come and find out that Jill was literally behind me, and he was singing to Jill, not me. So, it was interesting. And but that was a good one.
Thanks for nothing, Eddie.
I still don't think it tops me Google searching fat Eli Roth on the floor of the first night of Seattle as Eli Roth walked past me, and he had gained some weight, so I had just Google searched to see if that was still him.
Who did?
Oh God, I don't know if I told you the story. So the night one, I'm on the floor, and a guy walks by, and I look at Brad. I'm like, Brad, I think that's Eli Roth. Eli Roth is a director. He's a horror director, and he's like, what? I'm like, I think. But he's fat. I'm like, I don't think that's Eli Roth. And I looked at a Google search. Has Eli Roth gained weight? And it literally, it was Eli Roth. Eli Roth has gained a little bit of weight. So I had my moments on the floor. But yeah, Jill was literally behind me. So as I think Eddie's staring at me, looking at me as I'm crying, it was literally Jill behind me. Alive with War Pigs, which I don't know what that's about, and then Rocking the Free World, and then of course ending with Setting Sun, which I still think is an amazing closer. I think it should be Yell Ledbetter into Setting Sun to close every show.
You think every show should close with
Yell Ledbetter into Setting Sun? Yep.
Okay.
I think they should do away with Rocking in the Free World. I'm over it. I don't need to see tambourines anymore. I don't need to hear the song. I don't need the opening band to come out and play it anymore. It's done. It's over. It's not your song. I don't want to see covers at all, to be 100% honest with you. I would just love the band to play their music.
Maybe you sound like you should be on the Pearl Jam fan club board.
No.
About like, oh, I went to 9 shows and they played Rockin' the Free World 7 times. And
no, I'm not that person. And I'll be honest with you, I
99% of the people that are at that show are going to see one show all tour, and you're a 1%er.
Wait. You think? Hold on. I'm gonna ask this question. You think? I want to go back to. We can get off this now. You think that 99% of the people in the audience only saw that one show?
I'm gonna go to. I'll go to 90%.
Oh, I think the number is much lower than that. I would say that 30% is going to only one show.
No way.
I would think that.
No way.
Yeah.
No, really, Anthony. Really stop and look around at the crowd.
Okay.
The maybe the GA people, right? But the GA people it's really not a huge. When you look around, I look to my right and to my left at these shows. These people it's their hometown show. They're like, I live in Seattle. I get to see the band. That's their one show. I think that we're overestimating the amount of people that actually are traveling.
I don't know.
Right. Let's call it 22,000 people, 25,000 people are at that show.
All right, if there's 25,000 people there,
10% is 2,500. That's a lot of people, but it's only 10%.
If there's 25,000 people there, I'm saying at least 6,000 of them are seeing multiple shows.
Well, I think we should take a poll.
We should take a poll. All right, we could do a poll.
The real poll should be: are you sick and tired of hearing "Rockin' in the Free World"? Because that means you're just going to too many shows. So quit your fucking whining.
It's
not like they're playing Bugs 9 times in a row, man.
I would rather them play Bugs than Rocking in the Free World.
You would rather see Bugs 9 times?
Yeah.
Than Rockin' the Free World 9 times.
I just want to say, Javier says, Trey, you have a point, but I think you're very wrong. The traveling base is huge. All right. And then Tom says, I'd love to hear Long Road as a closer someday. Would be a cool call and response message to send the crowd out. Tom also says, Sonic Producer and fucking up. I still love Rockin' the Free World. Could use a break. I agree, though. Steven says, Hard Sun, Rocking the Free World, Setting Sun, Yellow Ledbetter, done. I can get behind that.
See, there we go. Well done, Steven.
All right. Oh, man. But, in the grand scheme of things, when I looked over those 3 days and everything I did and the people I saw, it really was exactly why I do this show with you.
Did you go to Easy Street Records while you were there?
No.
You've been to Easy Street, though?
Yeah, I've been to Easy Street, yeah.
Okay, all right.
I tried to stay away from a lot of the things I knew other people were doing that they might be the first time in Seattle to do, because I didn't want to add to the chaos that was those areas. Because I know Easy Street was busy. I went to quite a few restaurants. The second day we went to a Mariners game, and me and Brad and Daryl decided to go to the Wishlist party.
On Thursday?
Yeah, on Thursday. Yeah.
Or was it the same day as the Thursday afternoon baseball game?
Yeah, there was a baseball game. It was the first time I ever went to the Mariners. And that was a beautiful stadium, by the way. I love baseball. That was a really cool stadium. And you had Mr. Softy in there, which, P.S., is one of my favorite ice creams. So we did that. And then, we walked down to the Wishlist party. And
were you greeted warmly?
Oh, no. I went, honestly, because it's been 4 years since I left Wishlist Foundation. And I really thought that, adults would be adults and, it would be ever. They're raising money for charity. I was going to leave some money for their charity they're raising for. I thought it was a smart idea. And I got in there, and if looks could kill, Anthony would be 8 feet in the ground right now by some of the looks. It just shows the immaturity and absolutely ridiculousness of some people, but it is what it is. I went there. I got to see Justin and talk to him for a few minutes. I got to see some people I hadn't seen, shook hands and had a beer, and then at one point I was like, I just can't get it wasn't worth me being there. So I said my goodbyes and I left and left it as is. But whatever. I didn't realize that charity was a
But
competition.
you weren't kicked out.
Oh no. I wasn't kicked out. I wasn't kicked out at all. No. I left.
Right.
There was looks at me of not welcoming, and there was definitely words said around me that were just not pleasant.
No one came up and gave you a hug?
No, there was people, not from Wishless Foundation. No one from Wishless Foundation gave me a hug, but there was friends I know there that gave me hugs and stuff like that, and it was nice. But
Well,
yeah.
I will say we saw them in Portland, and they're always very nice and civil to me. So,
well, at least that's to somebody. It is what it is. You know what? I'm at the point in my life now where 1 + 1 is 5. If someone said to me 1 + 1 is 5, I'm like, you know what? If that's what you believe and that's what you can do, I don't really care. I don't care anymore. Life is way too short. There's way too many people out there that actually want to be in my life and be around me, and I don't got time for it. So you know what? Here's the thing, and I know a lot of people have asked me about this off air about like my comments and my association with Wishless Foundation. I really hope they do well. There's people in the Wishless Foundation that are not the nicest people in the world, and they're going to say lies and hateful things, and that's fine. You can do whatever you want. If that what makes you feel good about yourself and put your head on the pillow and you feel great about yourself, congratulations. But charity isn't a competition. I am so proud of what we were able to accomplish in Seattle by raising $27,000 for Smash. In the last 4 years of doing Touring Fan Live, the amount of people that are working behind the scenes at Touring Fan Live, we've raised over $67,000 from multiple different charities in multiple different states. I am proud of that. And if that is why you're pissed off at me and you're going to spread lies to me, good, congratulations. But I'm also real proud of the fact that you're also taking time out of your day to raise money for other organizations. Good for you. I hope you continue to do it and you can bring the community together, and I hope nobody has to go through what I had to go through. And that is all I'm ever going to say about Wishless Foundations. Congratulations. Moving on to you. Continue to do what you do. Now, the rest of the week went really good. Friday, I got to have lunch with Brad and Sam, and then I flew home, and then a few days later I went to Boston. So it was a great time. I'm really glad I got to come up to Seattle. I'm looking forward to coming again. When I come next time, I'm taking Heather because I think she needs to see Seattle in its glory.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, it's a great city. It really is a great city. So we have not been back since that weekend. And we're not actually getting back to Seattle until like mid-July. It's going to be like quite a long stretch between my Seattle visits, which is kind of weird. So, but we're trying to enjoy our time at home. Every year we plan our summers out, and they're always so busy. Whether we're traveling to Seattle or Portland or Boise or Bend or Spokane or longer distances or whatever it is, but we always plan this like, hey, let's get away this weekend. And then we're like, well, shit, we have a pool at home. We have a garden at home.
I'd rather be doing that.
And we're like, let's just try to like hang out here for a while. So we've been doing a really good job of that this summer. And so, which we've really been enjoying. So.
Let me ask you this, because I mean, this is not even on the topic of Pearl Jam and really wine, and we haven't even talked about the wine we're drinking, which I feel bad about. But
I've seen your wine, so you're fine.
All right, good. All right, well, we won't talk about it then. I listened to the lady at the damn store. That she said, "What do you want?" I gave her an idea of what I wanted. She suggested this. It's won awards.
If anyone ever asks you the question about, well, are you looking for something like in a dessert style? Just say no.
Trey,
that's not what you're looking for.
Trey, I can't do this shit. I got in trouble one time for getting a burnt barrel fucking chocolate thing. You made fun of me. Bourbon, whatever. And then I got another wine. You're like, oh, we can't do that one. I'm like, all right, cool. So I try. I think I do my best. This one, I literally was like,
what did I say? I said, Anthony, when you go to the store, just FaceTime me. I will walk you through this.
I know. Listen. I really think I want it to be like, I want to come on. I want to be like, hey, Trey. Guess what I did? I got this bottle of wine. I listened to what the woman had to say. We had some suggestions. I'm like, this might be a good fucking bottle of wine. And every time without it, no, there was one time my Italian wine. You're like, oh, that's a good bottle of wine. But
That was
most
a good bottle of wine.
98% of the time, you're like, Anthony, I don't know.
All right. Well, what does that tell you then?
I
That
don't
tells
know.
you that wine stewards don't know shit about what they're selling you. And they're
Oh.
probably not even wine stewards. They're probably just, the checkout counter people.
You
Like,
know
yeah,
what? You know what it tells me? That I've been doing this show for 4 years and I still have no idea how to fucking drink wine.
Well, you got to drink it. It's just a matter of it's just look at. Well, I always come back to this. If it tastes good to you, then that's fine. That is a perfectly acceptable bottle of wine. If you taste that wine, you're like, are Pinot Noirs supposed to be sweet? Well, the answer is no, they're not. I mean, not like residual sugar sweet. And when you're telling me that the wine that you have in front of you tastes that way, he is impressionable, Brad. Hey, Stephen, wait till you see this bottle of wine. Go ahead, Anthony.
All right. So I will give you my, and I'm gonna give you my honest opinion of this. I am not going to be nice about anything anymore. I'm just gonna be straightforward. I've realized I've turned 39. I just don't give a fuck. 3 + 3 is 12. So I went to the store and I asked the lady. I said, "Listen, I want to have a Pinot Noir. I enjoy Pinot Noir. It's one of my favorite wines. I drank like fucking 2 bottles of Pinot Noir in Seattle." She's like, "Well, and this is what she said. She goes, well, sir, if you're doing a Pinot Noir, I highly suggest this Juggernaut wine. It's won a bunch of awards. It comes out of California." I'm like, now I remember. I listened to Trey. Trey's like, the best wines come from the West Coast. That's my Trey impression, by the way. The best wines come from the West Coast. That's where they come from. So I'm thinking, okay, California. Boom. Ding, ding, ding. Anthony's going to get this fucking right. And then I'm like, listen, for PS also, and I know this is a negative for Trey. I went by the fucking label, and the label is badass. I'm like, this is a fucking cool looking bottle of wine. Also, it's not a huge bottle of wine, so it's not as much in there. It's not it's not overly done. I'm like, all right, cool. And then it says Russian River. I'm like, all right, listen. Now they're pulling fucking grapes out of the Russian River. This sounds like it's got to be good, only to come to find out it has nothing to do with the fucking Russian River. But I read the back. I'm like, it says Juggernaut grapes are grown in challenging conditions. Okay, so if it's challenging, it's got to be limited. It's got to be good. Where true grit and determination yield spectacular results. I'm like, oh, spectacular. Big word. We're fucking getting somewhere, right?
I mean, it's got to be true. If you read it on a label, it's got to be true, right?
I'm thinking that, right? Steadfast Pinot Noir vines endure unwavering and mist in hospital conditions, battered by wind and fog. So these grapes, P.S., go through fucking shit. That's what I'm telling you. They have to survive. They're going through fog and wind, right? Struggling to utilize every precious hour of warmth. So now they're cold. They're dealing with fog. They're dealing with fucking warmth. They're dealing with all this shit, and they can barely stay warm. Okay.
Gosh.
And
Yeah.
sunlight over a long growth season, the reward is a balance of intensity and grace. So now grace, I'm thinking heavenly.
Oh, elegance.
Trey, I'm thinking Jesus Christ. I'm thinking grace. I'm thinking this bottle of wine served on Sundays at my local Catholic church. The reward is a balance of intensity and grace and unrelenting flavors of red cherry, berry, and spicy floral notes. And I remember you telling me spice sometimes adds a key of elegance to this. Overcoming hardship builds character. Listen, life sucks, right? Things happen. Fucking it's brutal. This wine has overcome hardship and builds character. I need fucking character building, Trey. I need character building. You didn't know what it was like to go and get fucking daggers thrown into my damn head at a fucking wishless party. This bottle of wine was supposed to solve all of that. And guess what? This bottle of wine sucks.
Yeah, I mean, based on what I saw on that website, yeah, you're gonna have a headache tomorrow.
I'm gonna have a headache.
Terrible. Now, look, I told you, I think based on that producer's website that they are a brand. They created a brand with a great marketing team. And they went out and bought a bunch of bulk juice, and there is a lot of bulk juice on the market these days, and bottled a wine that is meant to please the grocery store audience. and typically those wines are going to be a little sweeter because people do like sugar, and you know, it's also an easy way to hide flaws. So
Trey, I just need this. I need you to do me a favor. Trey,
I think what you need a small wine shop that you go to, not a grocery store that has a wine thing. To like a true. I'll go back to my list of who I went to see in
Okay.
Kansas City. I'll send you.
Why don't you and Holly just come to Kansas City? Well, no, you said you want to take it easy this summer. That's all right. Here's the thing, Trey.
I mean, I've been to Kansas City. It's fine.
Listen, I thought the same thing. I went back to Boston. I was ready to move again. You know, here's the thing. We've been friends for about 5 years. We doing the show for 4. I just need you to just send me, I don't know, a good 3 bottles of wine a month. I think that's fair. I think that's where our friendship is right now. 3 bottles. I think 3 next year. Once I turn 40, maybe 4 a month. I don't know. And then in return, I'll send feet pics. You son of a bitch.
There we go.
Oh,
That's the Funkadelic right there. That's the rock.
That's a fucking good bottle of wine.
That's pretty good.
Mm.
I have no complaints about this thing. So look, I mean, what I should do is like put you on an email list. Hey, you bet, Javier. I should put you on an email list that you can buy wine from, affordable wines that are going to be good. Hey, Steven. See, Steven has it right.
Good guy.
He
He's a
joined the
good guy.
wine family.
What was it?
We'll
What did
save
you
some
say?
money. You get a good discount. You get 2 shipments a year. Come on, it's pretty good.
I will say this.
Brad has expensive taste. Brad has a very expensive taste.
Well, one of my highlights from the evening was when we were leaving, and after having 4 bottles of wine, I said, Trey, I want to celebrate tonight. I want a Spiders from Mars. He said, I think I have a bottle or 2. And he hands it to me, and I said, this is going to be a good night. And we went back to the hotel, and I celebrated with what the night was with a bottle of that, and it was that is my favorite bottle of wine. There is nothing in this world, and I've tasted a lot. I don't remember. I was drunk. Let's just say you did.
There we go.
Out of and I've tasted a lot of wine. So we're talking 4 years. Let's say an average of, there's some months we skip because we're busy. Let's say 11 shows a year. That's 44 shows on average. We've probably done more. I think we're closer to 50. We've done over 4 years, right? We've done 50 shows. I've drank 50 bottles of wine. And they're good bottles, fucking.
But here's the thing.
Bad bottles.
Anthony, here's the thing.
Yes, I'm listening.
I feel like I've done a disservice.
No.
Well, I feel like I have. If you're only drinking wine on our shows and you're not drinking like
no.
one bottle of wine a week.
I listen. I'm camping this weekend. I have 2 bottles of wine upstairs that I'm taking with me this weekend. I do drink. Right. I've actually found myself not drinking as much beer and drinking wine more often because I find myself.
Not the case with me, but.
Oh really?
Yes.
I would prefer me personally, and I also like the fact that if you have a good bottle of wine, and it's by you, there's 3 things I love about wine. 1, there's more in it than a bottle of beer, so you don't have to get up as much. And if I don't have to get up as much to go get a refill, fucking fantastic. 2, there is bottles of wine out there that I really enjoy. I'll send you pictures later of my favorites, and you can rip me apart off the show.
All right.
But then, and the third thing too is I actually prefer the taste of wine over beer most of the time. It doesn't give me. I never have a hangover over wine. I never have a headache over wine.
Oh, you're gonna have one tonight.
I know, probably. Jesus Christ.
Especially if you drink that whole thing.
No, I'm giving up. I still have more than half a bottle, and this is absolute dog shit. And I've tried liking it, and I try to find the best out of it, but they really added so much residual sugar, like we had talked about off the air beforehand, to just make it so sweet that it's like even my cheeks right now feel like I'm just chewing on a fucking Snickers bar. There's so much sugar in my mouth.
That's too bad.
And then, Brad just asked, I guess Brad never heard about the Red Door. Do you remember the Red Door wine? I think that was in like one of the first episodes I ever did, where the guy brought me in the back, and that was the fucking chocolate barrel or the bourbon barrel. He's like, "Oh, you need to get
Oh
this."
God Almighty!
Yeah, no.
See, maybe that's the problem. Is our frontline people who are actually talking to consumers, they are not educated enough, or they just, gosh,
Or maybe it just I have
don't know, man.
sucker written on my forehead, and they just take advantage of me.
Yeah, I don't, where wine sales are today and how, like, wine sales are on the decline. They're not on the rise. And part of that is millennials are just drinking less booze in general. Not just wine, but they're drinking less beer. They're drinking less alcohol, like hard alcohol, spirits and stuff. They're swapping their entertainment dollars, which is, the money they would spend on booze. Maybe they're spending it on weed because they live in a legal state. Maybe they're spending it on mushrooms because they live in a legal state. And so when it comes to now, like that label that you have right there, that label is eye-catching. And if you are a 25-year-old kid, I say kid, you're a 25-year-old adult, just kind of getting into wine, I can see you looking at that and going, okay, this looks cool. Because that does look cool. Like I'm like, that's a cool looking label. But the disservice they're doing is putting a bunch of shit in a bottle that is, if you're just getting a wine and you taste it, you're like, I don't like wine. And so now they're turned off by because that's their introduction to it. You know what I mean? Instead of like, there's nothing authentic about that. And I talked about that a lot when I did a podcast today with some wine folks. And that was kind of my message, was like, it doesn't really matter if it's wine or whatever. If it's a brand, if you are a brand, I think the single most important thing is that you are authentic about what you're selling.
Yeah.
No matter what you're producing, no matter how you're selling it, you need to be authentic about it. And it can't be forced. It can't be a marketing scheme that you think is going to sell a bunch of wine. It has to be something that people believe. They're like, oh yeah, no, I totally get this. I relate with this brand because X, Y, and Z, right? Because whatever it is. And when it comes down to it, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me, right? Like a lot of these brands are built off of that. Some of the people just can't even recognize that they're, just buying into a concept and not really buying anything authentic. And music is that way. There's plenty of inauthentic music, unauthentic music, and wine is definitely that way. And so, how do you, as a consumer, wade through all the bullshit to find the authentic brands? And it's hard, not easy.
It is hard, and I think that the big thing for me is, like, even though I feel as though I haven't graduated the Trey University of Wine Education and Knowledge. I still think I'm about another 4 years away from that.
You're sitting on a D- right now.
Oh, fucking A. I'm sitting on a big D. Is that what you're telling me? Oh, where is my rim shot? I used to have like a fucking good thing for that. I don't know it. Yeah, I don't know.
That's so bad.
The two bottles of wine I like, I'll send you pictures of what I have. They're two. I really do enjoy Italian wines. Those are probably my favorite.
I'll tell you, this is honest. If you when you're buying old world wines, more often than not, you probably are going to get more truly authentic wines. Now, I can't tell you that you're going to enjoy them all the time because quite a few old world wines, aren't going to have quite the weight and body and fruit.
First of all,
just no comment.
Your wife is absolutely fucking hilarious.
Well, hey, listen.
Oh,
we know Brad. We know Brad We know Brad and Holly at least watch the show. Outside of that,
Wait, time out. First of all, we might not do the best live numbers, but look at our YouTube and regular stream numbers. Our numbers are actually quite high. Two,
are they good? Oh, good.
Our fucking our Spotify numbers, we were like number 89 2 months ago on the wine podcast list. We were number 89 out of 100, top 100. Yes, we were. It was the first time we charted. Yeah. Now, wine is a very unique podcast thing. So I mean, there's a lot more popular. It was the first time we charted. But yeah, we have good numbers. And listen, tonight we've actually had a ton of people chiming in. It's just tonight.
I never really marketed our show to my mailing list, but I think I'm gonna start doing that. I'm gonna see if I can get some of our sleight of hand mailing list people.
Should I start sobering up?
I certainly have customers that know that I do this, but it's not like we send out an email and say, "Hey, join us on this date for a podcast about wine and Pearl Jam."
I mean, dude, I was surprised at our event in Seattle how many people came up to us and said, "Hey, I really enjoy you and Trey on the show." I'm like, "Oh, thanks." So yeah, nice. And that one, during the we were tagged together at least 7 times. I mean, I know that's a low number, but I mean, in comparison on Facebook of people that I have no idea who they were, but they were like talking quiet and they were like, "Hey, can I get a picture of you and Trey?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." I'm like, "Trey's the more important one. Trey's, Trey's got his hair. I got no hair." So, I mean, that's, whatever.
Anthony.
Dude, listen. Do you see the fucking light beaming off this right now?
Well, you shave your head. If you didn't shave it, it'd probably look like mine.
Oh, well, I don't know. My neighbor just texted me, said, "Shut off the fucking lights." I guess my head was beaming off and going to his bedroom.
Maybe that was your neighbor upstairs.
Yeah. I haven't heard any more talking, so I mean, I think I'm good. So who hell knows? This might be my last show. I might be dead in a few hours.
Holly, listen, if it's a ghost, Holly has somebody that can come and clean your house. So
nice.
We just had our house cleansed last month.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That is amazing.
We had a legitimate witch come over to our house and go downstairs and yeah.
Okay, and not to extend this show any longer, and actually we're still about 8 minutes from our normal 1.5. I went to Salem, Massachusetts. All right, we went to a family vacation, went to Boston, right? And now I lived in Boston for a long time. I did Boston. I know Boston. I don't recall ever going to Salem except maybe once for a school trip when I lived in Maine. So I don't know much about it. So I booked all these excursions, like tours and all this shit. Salem, Massachusetts, like the people that live in Salem, Massachusetts, I thought would be selling the idea that witches are real, believe in the hype, everything's good. Salem, Massachusetts is not that. Like the entire time they are believing the story that three white girls were told a story by their slave, and the slave basically convinced them to go with this lie of witchcraft and all this stuff for years. That is what they sold. I went on this 1.5 hour excursion with this lady walking us around Salem with like 30 people, telling us all the stories. I literally looked at her and I'm like, "Listen, I've spent 10 hours today in Salem, Massachusetts, and I'm trying to find one person that tells me they believe in witches. I just need to know, you've lived here your whole life. Is there anybody in this area that honestly believes that there was witchcraft involved, because you're selling shirts with witches on it, your damn cop cars got witches on it, everyone's got witches on it." And you know what the woman told me? She says, "Nobody here believes in witches. They all believe in the fact that it was fake." And I was so pissed that I wasted my whole fucking day in Salem, Massachusetts. I was so aggravated.
Well, I mean, I feel like I can't remember if it was you and I doing a podcast. I do remember being on a Zoom in my upstairs bedroom, where I used to do some of my things from. And I remember looking out. So, here's my view, right? As I'm looking at myself in the camera, I can see behind me, right?
Okay.
So in the bedroom, I remember watching, and I'm 100% convinced that I saw somebody walk. Clairvoyance. Thank you, Laura. I saw somebody in the doorway as I looked in the, computer screen to see behind me. I saw somebody in the doorway and just quickly move out of there. And I stopped and I turned around like this. And Holly was not home that day. I remember she was probably at work or something. And I was like, okay, that was super weird. Like it wasn't my kids. June wasn't home. Chloe and Kaylee wasn't home. And so, but Holly's been telling me for years since she moved into the house that this house, it definitely has like, it's haunted or it has some spirits that are, unwelcome. And so she finally had a clairvoyant, a witch come over and like, just kind of basically like walk every room and, either, make them go away or like, oh, this person's fine or, whatever. So when it comes down to it, I do believe in like the energies
Oh,
of
100%.
people. It's a, even if you have a loved one that passes, you can feel their energy. But it's not unrealistic to think that you're feeling the energies of maybe other people, So
I think so. I mean, I think there's more. I think listen.
I don't think there's anything evil about them, and I
No.
never feel like threatened in any way, shape, or form. Where I think like Holly has felt like, there's some like, just not positive energies that are down there, or in the house, and so yeah.
See, like me, I'm the type of person I want to. I would want to see it because I want to believe it. Like I've had some experiences, but like I almost.
Oh, you mean like religion?
Jeez, that could be a whole nother fucking story. I'm
Man,
man,
a whole nother podcast.
Oh,
We can
my
start a
God.
whole nother podcast.
Oh,
By
God,
the way,
it aggravates the fuck out of me.
I got to do a plug.
Okay.
For my good friend Jeff Redding. He's a drummer and amazing human being. He has a podcast called "Let's Get High and Read the Bible." And it's awesome because the guy he does the podcast with came from a very, very religious background, and so grew up like hardcore in the church until he finally like sort of escaped that, but now has this unique outside perspective to think about what his life used to be like and what he used to believe and the teachings, because he remembers all the teachings and he's a very literate person, but then they go back and they just sort of analyze that stuff and it's awesome.
I will have to give that a listen.
Podcast. Let's Get High and Read the Bible.
Oh, I'm gonna have to listen to that. Yeah, I don't know, man. I do feel like there's a lot of snake oil salesmen in this world, and they take advantage of people, and it is what it is. And I mean, I think I told you, I think it was about a year ago that I had to go do a job for the Church of Scientology. Did I ever tell you about this story?
No, holy shit!
Oh, fucking dude, this is
wow.
I don't know if I've ever been so excited about a job. Maybe it was 2 years ago when I first moved here. I had a job. The fax machine at the Church of Scientology was down, and they needed a cable ran or repaired for the line. So I had gotten a call from one of my major contracts that were like, "Hey, we have this very delicate situation. You're one of the few people." All right, did you hear a fucking whistle, or am I losing my goddamn mind?
I can't hear anything.
All right. Anyway. So I got this, like, hey, it's a very delicate situation. You have to you pass all the background checks because in my job field, I have to go through drug tests every 6 months. You have to go through like all these background checks, a mental evaluation. I know some people might be surprised by that, but for government contracts, you have to go through this thing. So I literally did this, and I'm like, they're like, hey, it's for the Church of Scientology. You have a problem with this? I'm like, so in my mind, I had just watched the HBO documentary, and I'm like, no, I want to fucking go. Like, I want to go, and I want them to fall so in love with me that they want to fucking recruit me. So like, I'm pumped. I am fucking pumped. Like in most days I do 3 or 4 jobs. I said, no, Anthony, this is the only fucking job that I'm doing this day. So the Church of Scientology is in downtown Kansas City. It's not far from the T-Mobile Center in like the downtown area. So I pull up. It's a big brick building, got a beautiful sign. I pull in, and they first tell you that you can't bring cell phones in. You can't bring any kind of like iPad. So like I'm like, all right, this is getting good. And you walk into these offices, and each office has like a big window in front of it. So like you can see in every office. There's no like office that's completely closed off. So I go into this room that basically has a bunch of printers in it, and I find out the fax line, and I'm looking around the whole time, and the entire time I'm being shadowed by somebody. And I'm looking around, and in the hallway are all these photos of people. So it's like an Asian woman with a black man and a baby, and it says, it'll say something like together. And then it'll be like a black woman, a white guy, and an Asian baby, and it'll say forever. It was all these like just like mixed things, like with just like these like words on
weird inspirational quotes. Almost,
yeah, exactly. Right? And it was the cleanest building I've ever been in my entire life. Super clean. Not a lot of people in it. So I'm looking around, and at one point, the person looks at me and goes, "Did you happen to watch a documentary?" And I was like, "Yeah."
What documentary?
So there's a doc. Well, I said yeah.
I know.
And like,
you said yes?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. So they're like, I promise you it's not like that. So then they brought me in. So I was real disappointed. I'm like, man, this. I'm like, fuck, this blows. Like, I fixed the problem.
I thought
literally.
You were going to at least try to recruit me. Am I not good enough
hold
for
on,
you?
Hold on. We haven't got to that point. So in my mind, I'm like, all right, whatever. So then we go. They're like, hey, would you like to like? Do you want a little tour? I'm like, all right. Now they're trying to recruit me. I'm in. They're gonna put me on a ship going out to Europe. Heather's never gonna find me. You're gonna have to call the fucking recruits. I'll be drinking this bottle of wine on the damn ship.
No, you can't drink if you're Scientologist.
No, I know that. So anyway, so we go into this room, and we go into where they, I guess, I don't know if they worship. I don't know the word they use for like the studies. This room that is all granite with this beautiful ceiling. I mean, just a room that is just something out of this world, like just stunningly beautiful. And they're telling me this is, I don't remember exact words. They do something there with their teachings. Like that's where they educate. Like I don't think they use the word worship. It's very much like education.
It's probably like where they like reach their next level. It's like, oh, you get to move up to like the next level of your higher thinking or whatever.
They never said anything like that. Anyway, so as I'm walking around and the guy's like, are you done? I'm like, yeah, I'm done. Dude, homeboy couldn't have got me fucking faster out of that building. I'm talking like he wanted no part of me. All right, God. They wanted no recruit of Anthony. Anthony was not like scouted. I was never nothing. Like I wasn't even a fucking educational. They were like, get the fuck out of here. You fixed my fax line. I'm out now.
That's because you told them that you saw the documentary.
I guess maybe. But then it was like about a year later, we were down in the downtown market, and they have these like there's these people that stand out in the corners around the farmers market, and they have these machines where you can like you hold on to it and it measures your energy level or something. I don't know. I could be saying it wrong, but you put your hands on these devices and it measures it. And I saw that guy and he must have recognized me. He was like, I ain't even fucking bought. So yeah, so Church Scientology wants nothing to do with Anthony. I was really excited about my events of going there, but
you were hoping to be recruited, and then you were disappointed that you weren't.
I really, would I have joined? No, but
It sounds like that's like a Seinfeld episode.
I don't.
You're like,
possibly.
Going to the church. You're like, hey, what's wrong with me?
Oh,
you don't believe it. You think it's a bunch of bullshit. No. You think it's hilarious. You want to check it out, and then when they don't want you, you're like, what the fuck's wrong with me?
I guess dude. Catholic churches don't want me. The fucking hippie churches nowadays, where people wear like open toe sandals, listen to shitty music, they don't want me. Listen, I'm just glad I have a wife that wants me and I have some friends around me that want me. But yeah, for the most part, you know what? I'm kind of glad. I don't need that shit.
You're the Church of Pearl Jam. And that's
the Church of Pearl Jam. So. Oh man, whatever. We're gonna go with this last question and then we're gonna call it a show because first of all, this might be the most fun I've had on the show. Like just the randomness of talk. We've literally talked about our events together, raising $27,000. The bitching of not including Rocking in the Free World in a show and going back and forth. Then we talked about just my events of going to Wishless Foundation and giving my opinion finally on that one. Then we discussed the Church of Scientology. We talked about sitting on a big D, and then hopefully over your text messages in a little bit, and then. And then Steve puts it, I don't have the aura for Scientology. So my last question to you is...
They can literally look at you and they're like, yeah, no.
No. Yeah. And then Matt says, what's tonight's Pearl Jam song? You know what? I think tonight's song is Ghost. That's what we're going to talk about. It is fucking Ghost.
Hey, Demi's gonna love that on the. Isn't that his song? Demetrios.
I guess. I mean, that's what he
Greek,
says it
the
is.
Greek.
Yeah,
You know
I
the
know who you're
Greek?
talking about. And is my basement free of Ghost? I have no idea. I swear to God, I've heard a fucking whistle, and I've heard someone talking behind me like a couple times. But to end the show,
By the way, I'm gonna fucking text you tomorrow to make sure you're alive. So
dude, I swear to you. And listen, I've only had this glass of wine. I mean, and this wine is shit. This maybe not even have alcohol in it. It might just be pure sugar. But yeah, I haven't heard anything recently. What is your favorite Ghost-related song, Trey?
The Ghost of Tom Joad by Bruce Springsteen.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
How
You know,
about
I think a lot of people would say Ghost by Pearl Jam. I am going to go a total different route, but I want to make sure that it is called Ghost because I would feel really done. Yeah, Ghost by Band of Horses would be.
Oh, it's a great song.
Is There a Ghost is probably my favorite one.
That's a beautiful one.
Yes, that's a good one. That's how I found it. Ghost by Mudhoney, Matt Sands. Psychedelic. Are you surprised by that?
Psychedelic Furs.
Ghost.
I didn't know Ghost by Mudhoney. How about that?
You know what? Hold on a second. Guess what? We have a thing called Goggle, and if I search it, I type in words.
Oh, how about Ghostbusters?
Oh, that's easy money.
Come on, man. Ridiculous.
I don't know if I've ever heard this song.
What album?
This is called Tomorrow Hit Today, 8 years ago. Let's skip a little bit. All right, we'll give that one. And then what was the other one?
That sounds like a fucking Mudhoney song right there.
It sounds exactly like a Mudhoney song. And Psychedelic
Mark
Furs.
Arm, he's the best.
Oh, yeah.
By
Would
the
be
way,
so.
Mark Arm, huge wine nerd. Huge.
No, really?
Oh, yeah. You know what? I'll tell you what. I'm going to reach out to him. I'll see if I can get him on the show.
We should do a show around him and then talk wine and then we'll talk Ghost. I think that should be that. You know what? Fuck it. Our new show topics, Ghost and Wine with Trey and Anthony.
Here we go.
Psychedelic Furs, Ghost in You. This is another one.
Oh, another good one. Damn it.
I don't know that song. And
Yes, you do.
then
No, come on. For real?
I don't think I know that song.
You
And
need to go
I
back to-
literally just bought
Get that
tickets.
listening, 'cause that's a gorgeous song.
I literally just bought tickets to Psychedelic Furs last night when I was seeing the Pixies. The Ghost in You. Okay. All right. A lot of one. Ghost Town, The Doors. Oh, that's a good one. You know that one, right? Trey.
What's the question?
Ghost Town by The Doors?
I don't know. I don't know by name.
We're gonna hit play on that, and then we'll figure it out. I'm gonna skip to the middle. Let's see.
Beside an ancient lake. Enter again the sweet forest. Enter the hot dream. Come with us. Everything is broken up and dances.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no to that one. Sorry.
I don't know that one.
I don't know that one. And then, of course, the most popular Ghost song of all time. I'm gonna search Ghost on YouTube, Ghost song, and see what the first one comes on, and see what that is. Ghost song.
It's probably from the movie with Demi Moore and Patrick Swayze.
Actually, no. Ghost song. The first one that came up was Ghost Song by The Doors.
Oh, how about that?
Interesting. Justin Bieber Ghost. There's a lot of random ass songs. I don't know.
Does Pearl Jam even fall in the top 10 of that?
Let me see. I'm on page 2, and I don't see anything. Nope.
Wow.
Interesting, right?
Well, what's Brad's answer? What's his favorite Ghost song?
He's given a lot of them. Brad's posted Ghost Riders in the Sky, Off Tomorrow, Hit Today, The Ghost in You, Johnny Cash Ghost, Little Ghost by White Stripes. That's the fucking winner. You know that song, right?
Maybe.
Oh,
not by name.
Little Ghost by White Stripes. That is good. That was in this movie Paranorman, by the way, if you've seen it. But this is a banger. You ready? We'll get a fine from YouTube. So yeah, that's a classic. Please tell me you've heard that song before.
No, I have not. What album is that off of?
That is off of the fuck's the name of this album? That's the one where they're on the cover. Get Behind Me, Satan. Get Behind Me, Satan. Which makes sense. Ghost, Satan. Good stuff.
Yeah, I like it.
All right, let's end the show with a good song. I guess we'll do Ghost by Pearl Jam, right? I guess that's a great topic.
It. Yeah, I like that. It's a great song. I love that song.
Let's do a live version as well. Oh, I guess we've done that before, actually. Now look at this. We did Ghost 2 years ago.
How do you know that?
Because I searched Ghost Pearl Jam, and it says the Touring Fan Live is in the top 5 picks. That's fucking crazy. Hey, look at us. We're winning.
Hey, look at that.
All right.
This is for the Greek.
This is for the Greek. All right, listen. Once again, as always, I am so grateful for you, Trey. Last month was a dream, and a lot of it came true because of you. $27,000 for Smash Seattle. It was amazing. I look forward to doing a show next month as we...
Are you gonna? You should close out with a react respond.
Oh, fucking, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because I have reacted and responded tonight. Better choice. React, respond.
Live from Seattle. It's got to be
live
a good
from
one.
It's got to be Seattle after all the bullshit. Yeah, good. Bullshit. All right, let's see.
You're probably gonna find like a video of me just rocking out to that song.
You said you didn't like the song. How are you rocking out to a song you don't like?
I know.
It's on
my favorite album. That's what I'm gonna say.
It's such a great song. All right, here we go. So once again, Trey, do you have anything you want to promote before we press play and kind of close this out?
Nope, that's it. I can't wait to see you next month.
I can't wait to see you. And then until next time, I'm Anthony. That's Trey. If you're just tuning in now and you missed that part of the show, you can watch the whole show on YouTube or Facebook. Just search the Touring Fan Live. Or if you want to listen to the audio-only version, you don't want to see my ugly face on the TV screen or computer screen or iPhone device or Android, whatever the hell you're using, you can just search the Touring Fan Live and you'll be able to subscribe and like and catch all of our latest episodes there. Also, if you want to continue to support
give us a 5-star rating.
Give us a 5-star rating. But if you really want to support the channel, the best thing to do is to just continue to listen on the podcast. That's where we make our views. And then next month, our sponsorships will be back. We had a sponsor once, and then after, I guess, they just didn't like us. So hopefully next month, our sponsor will like us. But until next time, I'm Anthony. That's Trey. I'm in the middle of the country. He's on the west coast of the country. And this song is How I Feel Right Now. Until next time, thank you, guys.
Yep.